Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I and my friend want to present about the relationship between federation and the state.
And first of all, we must know what is the federation and the state. So I will going to present the federation first. Okay, the constitution of the federation was based upon the Federation of Malay Agreement on 1948 between the Crown and the rulers jointly, and opened a series of agreements between the Crown and the non-rulers individually. The Federation of Malaya was established on 31st August 1957, and it consists 11 states, which is Johor, Kedah, Kelantan, Terengganu, and so on. In 1963, the constitution was amended to admit Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore as additional member states of the federation. At the same time, its name was changed to Malaysia. From the legal perspective, the establishment of Malaya on 60 September 1963 did not create a new legal entity. The federation established on 31st August 1957 continued to exist with 3 new member states and a new name, Malaysia. But on 9 August 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia to become an independent and sovereign state. So part 5 of the constitution, consisting of Article 32 until 69, has the main provision for the organ of the federal government. This part is divided into 6 chapters. And 1, the supreme head. 2nd, the conference of rulers. 3rd, the executive. 4th, federal legislature. 5th, legislature procedure. And lastly, capacity as respect property contracts and suits. So we go through to the state.
Alright, now I want to present what the meaning of state. No? Okay, there were 11 states in the Federation of Malaya. In 9 states, the head of the state is an hereditary ruler, while the remaining 2, which is Penang and Malacca. The head of the states is a governor, appointed by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong for a term of 4 years. Every state has its own constitution, and the ruler of governor is bound by the state constitution to act on the advice of the state's council. Without exception, every state constitution provides for a wholly elected one-chamber legislature from among whose members are appointed the Menteri Besar or Chief Minister, and also the other members of the State Executive Council. Most states have their own administrative services, and all states appoint their own subordinate officers. And Part 5 of the Constitution contains 3 articles, which is Article 70, 71, and 72, with the 8 schedule relate to the states of federation. In Article 70, provide for the descendants of state rulers and governors, and in Article 71, for a federal guarantee of state constitution and essential provision which must be contained in the state constitution, and Article 72 for privilege of state legislative assemblies. The essential provisions of a state constitution are 3. The first is ruler or governor, and the second is the executive council, and lastly is the state legislature. Alright, thank you.
So it's all about the federation and the state. We already know the federation and the state. So the relationship between will explained by our other members. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes.
My name is Sharafiti Dr. Majid.
Yes, and I'm Ahmad Takiyuddin Miramdi.
So, just now, my friends was talking about the definition of the federation and the state.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about the relationship between the federation and the state.
Okay.
So Amar,
Okay, we just heard about our two presenter before. Then we continue about the relationship between the federation and the state. In 1957, Constitution divides legislative and executive power between federal and the state government in such a way to give a preponderance to the former. However, the states are equal to each other to a limited extent, independent and autonomous. There are many relationships between the federation and the state, and we just focus on four, which is the first is distribution of legislative power, and the second is
inconsistencies between federal and the state laws.
yes, and the third is distribution of executive powers.
Last is obligation of state toward the federation.
Okay,
So
we
from
start
the first point.
on the first point, which is distribution of legislative power. In Article 73, Federal Constitution provides that the legislative power conferred on it by this Constitution, which is A. Parliament may make law for the whole of any part of the Federation and law having effect outside as well as within Federation. B is the legislator of a state may make laws for the whole or any part of the state. Legislative power in the Federation is divided in three categories. The first one is the Federal Parliament can pass law. The second is subject exclusively the presence of the state legislatures. The last one is, which is the third, subject on which both the state. So the example of the matter in the federal list are external affairs of defense power, wide authority on internal security including the police, very generous power over the criminal and the civil law and the administration of the state, and education, medicine and health, labor and social security. In contrast, the legislative power of the state legislature are meager. They embrace Muslim matter, Malay customs, land law, agriculture and forestry, and local government. So we move to the second point, which is
Yes, the second point is inconsistencies between federal and state laws. The Federation Constitution is declared to be the supreme law of the Federation, and any legislation which is inconsistent with the Federation Constitution is automatically void. State and federal laws which are inconsistent with the Federation Constitution are also void. So according to Article 75, Federal Constitution provides that if any state law is inconsistent with a federal law, the federal law prevails, and the state law is to extent of the inconsistency void. In general law existing before the Constitution came into force remain in effect unless repealed or modified. So the status of the Constitution as supreme law is determined by the procedure prescribed for its amendment. Those articles which are thought to be especially important will be protected from alteration by legislation passed in the ordinary manner or form. So we'll go through for the third point.
So far we made it clear lah. Okay, the third is distribution of executive powers. The division of the executive power follows that of the legislative powers. The executive authority of the Federation extends to all matters on which the Federal Parliament may make laws, and the executive authority of the state on all matters on which the legislature of the state may make laws. The executive authority of the Federation doesn't extend to matters enumerated in the state list, except insofar as is set out in Article 93 and 95 to Article 93 to 95, not to matters enumerated in the concurrent list, except insofar as laid down by the federal or state law. Federal law may extend the executive authority of a state to the administration of any specified provision of federal law, and may for that purpose confer powers and impose duty on any state authority. It is laid down that the executive authority of a state shall comply with any federal law applying to that state and not impact or obstruct executive authority of the federation. So we move to the last point, which is
Yes, the last point. What is the relationship between the federation and the state? For the fourth point is obligation of state towards the federation. In Article 81, provide that the executive authority of every state shall be exercised first as to ensure compliance with any federal law applying to that state.
yes.
And the second is as not impede or prejudice the exercise of the executive authority of the federation. So there are four relationships between the federation and the state. There are many actually, but we talk only four.
Four of them.
Yes.
Yes.
So
So we would like to continue speak about the 4 point, which is the first is distribution of legislative power,
and the second is inconsistency between federal and the state laws.
and the third is distribution of executive powers,
So and the last obligation of state towards the federation.
and that's all for from us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.